Did you mess him up, Patrick, or what?
He had knee surgery.
He had the knee replacement.
Patrick is improving him.
I can't make a comment on the matter.
Well, how about we do a call to order and roll call then, please?
Elwick.
Here.
Hastenius.
Here.
Parmenter.
Here.
Fluhop.
Here.
Raker.
Here.
Stark Mahood.
Here.
Alright.
Oh.
Wow. All rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written?
Motion.
Second. Motion by Riley, second by Zach. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda as written?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Andrew. Any comments, questions, concerns? That just sounded weird. We're gonna have to either abbreviate it to one or the other, or whichever one we're doing.
What?
Let's start from the hood. Let's start.
Why?
Because
No,
it was-
anyway.
I would not recommend that.
Is that what it is officially?
The automatic door opener on page 2.
That was the police department entrance door on that side. They have an automatic handicap door, and it's been that way. It's just stopped working.
Oh. And the baseball simulator, I'm assuming is in the budget.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you were here for that.
That's right. We're gonna get the rate or something. One I had. So I thought our clothing allowance was $250. Boots or whatever, but we got Hanson's at $254. Not that it's a huge number, I just didn't know if it was being true to what we had.
I will check on it and let you know.
I know we have to suit people up as police officers and things like that. I didn't realize I was gonna be the building department guy too. But if it is, I'm okay. Just wondering.
I will follow up with you.
And I assume we're just banning random chickens in town, or,
Banding random chickens?
well, these chicken leg bans, so I assume
Oh,
we're banning random chickens.
No, we do have a licensing for. They have to
Do
come
we
down and
actually use
register
that many
chickens.
that we had to replace our chicken leg bans?
Yes,
There's a lot of
Mr. Mayor,
chickens.
there are a lot of chickens in town. There is.
Give me a ballpark.
Well,
Many.
our first
I don't
first
know
set
what
of
that part is.
bandings, when we first started the whole program, we got 100 bands. So we had to order more bands. I don't know how many came in this time, or how many was ordered. But we do have licenses. You're only allowed up to 6 chickens, though. No roosters, no drakes.
So I wanna put in a request, give me some funding to travel down to Key West. I'm gonna come back with roosters and 6-toed cats, and we're gonna make this another tourist destination.
You can't. Our ordinance doesn't allow for roosters, Mr. Mayor.
But 6-toed cats, yes.
6-toed cats,
are
you
pretty
can.
cool.
I used to have one.
You got one?
I have a polydactyl.
Polydactyl?
That's what they're called.
Not a state livestock.
Okay, I'll need mileage expenses, I'm not to drive. Anybody got anything else? All right, all those approved, or all those in favor, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Good, all those opposed, none. All right, now it's time to receive and file communication petition for remonstrance. We have received one from Tom Beckman, unfortunately, announcing his resignation from the airport commission. I assume the current committee will be electing a new member to take over July 1st, and we have an open position on the airport board.
Correct, Mr. Mayor.
I've
Is there
already,
anything to say that that cannot be a council member?
That I don't know.
Can you find that out? Because
I
I
will
would
ask.
love to appoint a council member to be on that commission. And I can see him rubbing his face right now.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
I'm gonna get him to make that a regional airport somehow.
I have had one, application already submitted before even advertising the vacancy to fill that position, so.
Did you still want me to follow up with Susan?
Yes, I still want you to follow.
Okay.
I will.
And then we got, that's a written communication. I did get one letter from a young lady in Michigan that I will follow up on.
She's just requesting a birthday card.
Yeah, birthday card for a 85-year-old resident of Denver. They get one sent to her.
Cool. If you bring it, we'd all sign it.
And then I'm gonna have Melissa buy one, and we will all sign it, but it's June 4th, so we're gonna have to get it done pretty quick.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anything else? Got any more? None? All right, moving on to committee reports. Other than the work session we just had for the brick review, we kind of narrowed it down to a couple feasible projects we might be able to do, and they're gonna go back and redo their math, see what we come up with. Any other ones? I don't think so. All right, moving on to citizens input. Council won't take any action on public comments this meeting, but we might at a future meeting, so please limit your presentation to 3 minutes. Anybody? Not talking at citizens input?
That's you. You gotta come up the table.
Yep, gotta introduce who you are, where you live, and now give me then give us your spiel.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Horst. I am the owner of Horst Physical Therapy right over here. I was hoping we could have a discussion about my business acquiring a few more parking spots. The lot over here currently, the north side is for the public, but the south side is for city employees. But I've noticed more times than not, all of those slots aren't full. So I would appreciate it, but my patients would appreciate it if they were able to park a little closer. A lot of them don't get around very well, and it's very congested out front, in front of the entrance. And I mean, I guess that's pretty much the gist of it. So
How many do you have there? How many are you looking for?
I was just hoping to snag 3 of them.
About half? Is there 6 there or 7?
There's 6.
There's 6.
Do you have a handicap spot in front of your building?
No, it's on the other end.
It is. That was also, thank you for reminding me. I was hoping we could shift that from the south side of the block to the north side. I think at one point there was a medical clinic in that area, but it's not there anymore, so it would make more sense if it was shifted to the other side, so it could be in front of our entrance.
Sounds like a great public works, or just public safety.
What was it last time you did one?
Well, I'm trying to divide the parking spaces and the thing, and the handicap.
It was a public safety, I believe. All right.
All right, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna let
You were
public
late.
safety take care of reviewing these.
late.
What's that?
He said it was public safety and he was late.
He will
Yeah.
tell you.
So Mr. Arsenis, if you would like to get a meeting together with your committee
When would
You
you like
got
to do that, committee?
I'm not
and get with Patrick and Chris, whoever, and go out and review this. and
Safety,
see if
not
there's
me.
a Possibility of doing this.
No, you're not.
I was just yelling at me.
Zach and Wes and me.
The new council member will be on vacation soon, so because of that, we'll have to coordinate a date.
Okay, that's fine. I was just trying to get it all ironed out quick.
I appreciate that.
You'll get a time set up.
Yeah.
They'll let you know, Patrick. And they'll meet with you and kind of discuss what your plan is, where they can present something to the council.
Perfect. And sorry, who was gonna let me know when the meeting was?
Somebody either
Probably
Ron,
me, I'll be there, so.
Okay,
Ron or Chris or Melissa will let you know.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Somebody from
Thanks,
City Hall,
Patrick.
how's that?
What's that?
Somebody from City Hall.
All right, perfect.
Thank
All
you,
right,
guys.
thank you. Ladies, nothing, you're just here to see us. All right, moving on. Old business. Now it's time for second consideration of ordinance 1100, an ordinance amending provisions pertaining to snow removal. Oh, I'm sorry, was there anybody else out there?
Nope, there's nobody online, Mr.
Okay.
Mayor.
Okay, second consideration of ordinance 1100, amending provisions, snow removal.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Rodney. What was the painful part of that?
I'm trying to encourage more involvement.
I was just thinking, that's why it took me a second. I did catch it, this, I was interested in, the mayor, police chief may declare snow removal emergency when the accumulation of snow has reached 3 inches or more, and weather conditions indicate to the mayor. Is it just the mayor, or is it the mayor or police chief?
I don't know. I would suppose you probably should have two people on there in case one of those is indisposed.
Correct. It would be either typically it would be the mayor and not the mayor or police chief, or they would jointly do it, one of the
And
other.
since that's a minor thing on here, we can continue with this
You
thing,
can.
but we'll have to add that language in there.
Correct.
Actually, it was that too.
Because the intent of the ordinance is still intact.
Mayor / police chief. So on our next reading, Melissa, if you get that language up, that'd be great.
Sure will.
Anybody else, any questions on that? All right, roll call then.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark Mahud,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Hastinius, Fluhop,
Yes.
Parmenter.
Yes.
It's just the way she says it.
It's just not.
I like it.
I like it. I'm boycotting talking to anybody.
I didn't say a damn word.
Yeah, please don't make any motions.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. Kidding. All right, moving on to new business. Now it's time for a public hearing of the FY '24 budget amendment. I'll now open that public hearing. Anybody wish to speak, Mr. Ward, on the public hearing?
It was actually a pretty good amendment this year, Mr. Mayor. Not really a lot of corrections or anything, really. It's just mostly utility stuff and wastewater treatment plant and receiving of federal grants.
So we literally went down on our budget.
Yeah, but that was on the utility side, on the I-Vitten side, and the electric side. It wasn't on our side of things. Our side
Went up
actually
by
had increased.
925,000.
Correct. That would be our side of things. Because they're both all jointly together with us.
And the major contributory is because of?
Utilities. And because on our side it would be the wastewater treatment plant, which we have been reimbursed back for.
That's, I mean, yeah, because we had to incur these costs, but now we should be getting them back come the next budget year.
Yes, actually, it's in this fiscal year. We've received them back.
That's that 925 that we've already received in this fiscal year. That we did not budget to receive in on our state form. And then in that, following that current amendment column down, in the business type enterprise, that 3.4 million is additional expense that was electric and telecom related. That was in their budget, was not put into the state form.
Correct.
They were not over budget in their year end, but the expense was not fully put in the form.
So at the end of the day, all the budgets actually, since we got reimbursed our $900,000, we're even Steven kind of deal.
Correct, Mr. Bear.
You know what I'm getting at?
I think so.
Okay. It's more like what I hear.
It's the
Start
truth.
out with that.
It's the truth. We're fine.
All these numbers equal up to we're even. That's what I like to
Yes.
hear. So, all right,
Balance is.
I'm going to close the public hearing. Unless you guys want to say anything on the public hearing? All right, moving on to item B. Now I need approval of resolution amending the current budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Stark. Second by Riley. See, that sounded better.
She's gonna reach over and hit you.
Anybody got any questions, comments? Roll call.
Hesenius,
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Stark, Mahood.
Yes. You can just call me Tammy.
I'll call you whatever you want me to call you.
All right, moving on to item C, now need a motion to approve a resolution authorizing extension of a purchase agreement related to property at 305 East Fifth Street.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Mr. Senius. Giving her 6 more months.
That would be our recommendation, Mr. Mayor.
That sounds pretty fair to me. That's all she said she needed anyhow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually less time than that, but we just rather have a cushion there to be on
Yeah,
the
I
safe
don't have to
side.
read. All right, anybody got questions on that? Roll call, please.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Raker,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Hesenius,
Yep.
Elwick.
Yes.
All right, moving on to item D. Now I need motion approval of vending machine waiver for McBride Mobile Taps.
Motion.
Second.
All right, motion by Wes, second by Riley. You know, as great as I am at writing letters, I don't recall writing this one at all.
Last year,
I didn't write that.
no, you signed it.
I know I signed it.
I think the state of Iowa helped write it.
Maybe they did. Why do they need this?
Because they had it last year, it was for a year, and they would like to do the mobile tap again, but I believe this is just the extension, correct?
It is because of the nature of their trailer. They're technically a vending machine, and you can't have a vending machine that serves alcohol. So
That'd be cool.
this waiver, the Iowa Alcohol Beverage Division needs to be able to allow them to serve. And we did this last year for a year's time, and so they're asking for another year. I do believe there's plans in the future to shift and maybe permanently park it once they get their business open.
Lovely. Any questions on that? Roll call.
Elwick,
Yes.
Tammy,
Yes.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Parmenter,
Yes.
Hesenius,
You betcha.
Raker.
Yes.
All right, now moving on to item E, approval of amended request for time extension on the brick detention scoping project.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, seconded by Wes. No, this is just a request, so we can hopefully get this thing resolved. We gotta do this.
Correct, this one.
Anybody got any questions? Roll call.
Raker,
Yes.
Hesenius.
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Tammy.
Yep.
Fluhop,
Yes.
Parmenter.
Yes.
All right, now moving on, discussion of request to change the employee handbook effective July 1st, 2024.
Motion.
Anyhow, so you got a few things that where they had met at their last handbook meeting on there. Anybody have any issues with those that are on there? So before we bring this back into council for final vote for July 31st, I would like to set up a meeting with all the department heads and whatnot, and kind of go over some things about the handbook, and we can do it in a public forum with everybody here, but I don't care. We are gonna have a face-to-face with everybody when we go
Okay.
It's page by page, it's page by page. Have some clear understanding is what our handbook means.
Okay.
So if we gotta have this approved and done by July 30th or June 30th, right?
July first,
What's that?
July first.
Yeah, that's when it takes effect.
Yeah, June 13th, June 27th.
And we'll have to vote on June 27th, so we'll have to have it sometime the week of the 16th or something, have that meeting. Y'all just wanna hang around, find out a couple dates somewhere in that middle of December area,
Middle of June.
or middle of June.
Are you talking like the same time of day we'd meet for these, like a 3 o'clock? Or are you
Sure.
talking like an evening?
I don't know, it might take a little bit. Let's do it daytime.
Yeah, we were doing it, well, when Bethany and I were doing this,
It was,
4 o'clock or 3
I
o'clock.
think it was 3.
3 o'clock.
Yeah. So that might be.
3 o'clock sometime that week.
Yeah, one of those 2 weeks, so we can get back on the agenda for the 27th, and make sure all the changes are done and everybody's understanding.
Okay.
Whatever.
Preferably not Monday.
What, Monday?
Not Monday.
This Monday?
Not Monday.
Not any.
Not any Monday.
Yeah.
Ever.
Any day but
Are
Monday.
you
Until
bowling in
fall.
a different town
And
now?
then
or
fall,
what?
then no Tuesdays. I asked for so little.
Oh, that's right, you got golf now, don't you? That's what it is.
Wow, I was kidding. Just
Either bowling or golf.
Yeah.
You gotta work around the skin.
Tuesday, Wednesday is, yeah. Well, maybe some Mondays, but no, not these guys.
Alright, so yeah, if you guys wanna go through the handbook and see if you got any other comments, now would be the time to do it when we have that meeting. So, okay, you got a copy of the handbook? Probably not. You wanna make sure he gets a copy of the handbook?
Anybody else need a copy?
Or not.
I might as well take one.
What's this in here? I would take one.
No,
Did you give us one last year?
she sent it out by email.
Oh, okay, then I have it still.
I'd like
Okay,
it.
we're good.
hard
As long as I
Printed.
have it electronically, we're fine.
Printed?
Kill trees, right?
Please.
Alright. End of discussion. Reports, Mr. Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. I'm going to interrupt your flow now. We had 3 AC units in this building, and 2 of them got replaced. The third one is dead. So we have an AC unit that final one that needs to be fixed. It's above the police department, and they're currently without air conditioning right now. I know, Mr. Mayor, but I saw that. But I'm just wondering, what would council like to do? See as how we have 2 identical units, do we go ahead and get a third identical unit
That would be smart.
from where we procured it? So I'm just looking for consensus on moving forward with that.
Maybe turn the temperature down in here a little bit.
Well,
I'll leave that to the HVAC professionals, that's not my department.
No,
So-
it would be smart. That way you've got like equipment instead of having off-breed stuff. I know it might cost might be
right.
cheaper, but
Okay. I will contact.
shut up, Andrew.
I will contact the individual who did, which was Edwards.
Yeah.
To come in and do a third like
Okay.
one and have them go ahead and
I
get
mean,
started.
that's up to everybody else.
Unless-
but I'm just.
I can.
We might as well hear the number, right?
Yeah, we need better hear the number first.
Well, I believe it's around 10 for the actual unit. They were 10 the last time each. Anyway,
Now let's see the number anyhow. Your diligence.
then I can get a number from him, but in the meantime, should at least get him to order the parts.
Sure.
That's 1. 2, I was contacted by Marv Lindsay, by the Marv Lindsay Association. They are having issues with their septic, right, Craig?
far as I know, yes, that's what you said. I haven't talked to any of them.
They contact me. They're having an issue with their septic tank, the well, and obviously they don't have enough parking. So I would recommend tentatively that council would schedule a work session for the next meeting ahead of time, possibly with Marv Lindsay. If you don't want to, that's fine.
No, that's fine. I'm just wondering what they want us to do.
Apparently, we're the property owners. I think they would like to hook onto sewer and hook onto water, but
How big of a job is that?
Huge.
yeah, it would be huge there.
That'd be big,
Do what?
yeah.
I don't know if the water would be, but the sewer would be.
Sewer would be
Yeah.
a job because everything goes down there.
30 deep and 36 inches.
What's that?
That,
36-inch pipe.
yeah,
What
I mean,
is?
you can get a band on it.
The sewer.
The sewer.
the sewer's 36 inch. That's
That goes off the plant.
Have they had a septic person go out and?
that I don't know. I could find out from them. They
want us to
contacted
come
me.
here, or do they want us to meet out there? To look at the parking situation.
Oh, we know what the parking situation is.
Either one is fine. How about this? I'll gather some more information. I'll reach out to everybody
Okay.
about that, and if we need to have a work session, I think I'll let Melissa know and get that on there.
I'm not exactly sure the parking situation is. It's a parking lot that was made not big enough.
That would be it. They
And
wanted the
there's still
whole,
parking on the one side, but we wanted to get rid of the one side eventually.
because it became a safety
But
problem.
there's no way we can because the parking lot is not big enough.
They chose not to make the parking lot big.
Well, yeah. I mean, money wasn't the issue, so yes.
Well, we gave it to them for,
Well,
we could,
what I was
said
told
you
was,
can have this whole thing
yeah,
because we're gonna take this away.
yeah.
So, that's a hard sell now.
I know. I'm just relaying, just reporting.
Yeah, and when I talked to Dusty, he said they put 26,000 in that parking lot, they're tapped out. Cause I asked him, I said, we gotta do something.
Yeah, that was the number?
26,000 is what he told me.
What? That's what I said too.
I thought,
That's what he told me.
Yeah. That's the number I heard, that
that was the number you heard.
they said we have $26,000, keep putting rock down till it runs out, and that's what ran out.
All right.
Well, because it probably takes another $26,000. It's about half as big as it needs to be, I think.
Right. Melissa and I got an email from Tracy Achenbach at ECCOG. Next meeting, there'll be an application for upper story community development block grant for downtown area apartments. So that'll be before you. I also was contacted by Dr. Stufen. The dentist here in town. She's looking to expand her business, and eventually it looks like she'll be having a plat of survey come before council to merge the lot where she purchased the house and had that demolished and make it into one so she can actually make her business larger. So just wanted council to be aware of that. This upcoming Wednesday, Melissa and I have a meeting with ECCOG on what is it? Nuisance abatement for East School is what it's going to be this upcoming Wednesday. And also was contacted by a company here yesterday. They plan on purchasing ground near out there on 13th and are running sanitary sewer out to it, and would like the city to have an easement, even though they are installing the sewer across the field. But in order to, if there's any issues or problems later on, it's a main, it's going to be a 20-foot easement. So I sent that to our city attorney, Doug, to review.
They're installing a main
Yes.
to our system.
Yes. For their building. at least to their property line, then it comes to service. But they need a main because sanitary sewer is not out there. And they're doing it at their cost and their expense.
Over their property, they own the entire property, they're putting it through.
No, they're getting an easement from the neighboring area, from the neighboring property.
Okay.
Well, I see that more in detail.
The easement itself, or
Just in general.
I can explain later.
Okay.
And that's all I had. I probably said plenty. Thank you.
So are we gonna have the question I had about the empty lot up there on an agenda sometime to talk about?
Yes, we have been discussing this as well.
Okay. Okay.
Just looking at turning radiuses and that sort of thing.
Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. The empty lot uptown. Turning it into a parking lot for right now. If someone would like to build there at some point, it would be easier than to tear up a parking lot than a park.
Which
Is
empty
it?
lot?
This one, Klingman's was.
Well, there's two lots, and that's,
Well, no, I'm asking the question. That was my question.
they're talking about the Klingman lot, not Fisher.
Huh?
They're talking about Klingman lot, not
Yes.
Fisher's.
Well, both lots, turning that, because if you're in town when the courthouse has a big court case,
There's nowhere to park.
there is nowhere to park. And that's part of why Patrick was here, because there's nowhere to park. People from the courthouse are parking in the city lot and parking in the city spots and stuff. So that was
So
so everybody's on the same page now.
so they'd rather have a parking lot than a park.
Is he
That's
glaring
not-
at you or not?
I would like a parking lot, but as I say, if you try to take a park out, it's not gonna happen. If someone wants to build in that area, it's easier to take a parking lot out than a park.
Alright.
And did anyone reach out from A or B avenues between 13th Street and 8th Street for yield signs or stop signs at intersections there?
Not that I've seen. Have you seen anything, Scott?
No letters or anything? Okay.
No, if they had, we would have had them in front of you.
Right. I'll tell them that's what they need to get that done.
That's it. Me.
Scott?
Things going good. Ditch mowers out, prepping streets for seal coat. New hire started last week, John Eno. So he's a week and a half in. And yeah, just getting ready for seal coat season. There is an issue on E Street.
Yeah, that water, that tile.
Yeah, we got a field tile that broke coming from like Pat Floyd's house, that field. Comes under our cross
Or right away,
Cox's, and it's broke.
right there at the right of way.
on our
In
side.
between custom millwork and,
And
Instead of
And-
Yeah,
and
ideal.
ideal.
What with roots too, so, I think it's more roots than root has to be broke.
so Pickering's looking at putting rigid, dig up the street, put it across the street from right of way to right of way.
Into the ditch.
The questions become, who pays for it?
Well, we have a reason to want to get that around the street repaired, to take care of the street. The rest of it, we don't have a lot of reason to go much further than that.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I
And whether
said.
we even feel like we need to pay for that, but
Well, that's what,
Who owns
where
it?
do those funds come from?
Who owns it?
I'm not sure how we'd ever decide that.
Right.
Yes, we don't probably have anything listed about drain tiles in our ordinance.
No, but you don't want it destroying the road either.
Well, I mean, we gotta take care of the road. It appears though it comes from Floyd's field.
Right.
and heads down towards the ditch
It's
there.
coming diagonally from the west. But even though it's in the right of way, I guess I don't see where I'm necessarily responsible. I mean, if a phone line or something goes bad, that's what the right of way's for. Just cause it's broken, I don't pay to fix the phone. So, I'm not sure why this is any different, I guess.
I never said it was.
I don't think it is either. I mean,
Well, I mean, we jetted it, he wants us to haul rock to it, so I mean, it is involving this.
who wants us to haul rock to
Pickering.
Who?
it? So who's Pickering working for to replace it?
That's what I don't know.
Well, who, did the city direct him to go out and dig it up and fix it?
I asked him to contact Pickering just to find out what it was. That's it. And just to, we need to dig up our right of way to find out what's going on underneath there. That was it.
It's
Not
a
any
vital
further
road
than
for
that.
Ideal. I mean, Ideal has to have truck traffic going in and out of their place, so.
Alright.
I mean, it has to get fixed. Who's responsible is the question.
Right.
That might be a Doug question.
Okay, I can ask Doug. We can stop everything on
'Cause
that.
I'm gonna guess there's probably something somewhere in the state law about who owns the field tile coming in and broaching.
We aren't the first.
That's right. So let's find out who it is.
I got too much of it tore up to wait to get it fixed at this point. I would
Yeah,
think.
that's,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it keeps
I mean, you
running.
can treat it like it has to get fixed, in my opinion, it's screwing up the road.
Did we get a number from him or we just turn him loose?
That's the thing, like,
How do you bid something like that where you don't know what the problem is?
Well, if you know you're gonna go from right of way to right of way with Peach Ridge sewer and you're gonna dig up the road.
Well, he
pretty much
does
got
now,
that narrowed
so.
down.
He
That's
does
as far as
now.
We can go.
But that,
He didn't when he started, so.
Don't do it or not to exceed price.
But you know what I'm saying? You know, the only part we can actually get on is our right of way.
That's right.
We can't go any farther.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
Where
what I
he
said.
dug on the north side, it's free flowing to the creek, so it is right on the north side of the road is where it's plugged up, so. We could get our jetter up through it, but there's roots in it and it wasn't draining out fast enough, so.
So we're digging on somebody else's property?
What's that? No, he's digging the right of way.
right now, it's just the right of way into the road. And half the road's available for traffic, so at this point, it's all workable situation.
Yeah, you got a bunch of rain coming, so I don't know where he's at, but.
He's coming back tomorrow, did he say?
he said he wouldn't be
Two-
back till, Chris could be back till Tuesday.
Yeah.
The plan at this point was to have it finish up Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is what I heard.
I guess, yeah, my question is are we assisting him or not?
Well, I think at this point, if it's in our right of way, we're gonna have to until we can figure out who we're gonna have to bill for it. Doug's gonna have to give us that answer,
Mm-hmm.
and if it ends up, it is ours, then no harm, no foul, but
Right.
just don't wanna set a big precedent here.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm most worried about.
It's somewhat unique. I mean, we gotta maintain that road. So I don't see a problem with moving ahead and doing it. The cost is hopefully what it costs. Just decide who pays for it. So I don't see how we can wait too long.
No. He's got it ripped open, it's gonna get any more water into it.
Yeah.
And have issues, so.
It's beginning to affect the road anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, the answer is yes, we have to assist him to get it done, but we just need to make sure we're keeping those costs separate somewhere, so.
Okay.
I mean, your trucking time, however much labor you got, doing some guy driving it and the rock costs and all that good stuff. Because if we have to bill it back to somebody, then
Sure.
it'll get billed to Pickering probably. And then he'll have to go build the appropriate
Mm-hmm.
homeowner, would be my thought,
Correct.
or landowner.
Landowner.
Great news for the Thursday.
Thank you.
We're gonna go with the new guy or Braden? Is it? What is it?
That's the new guy.
Oh, that's the new guy.
The old new guy.
Yeah, the old new guy.
Chris.
Chris. You should have brought Braden.
You'd be able to tell he's the new guy, he looks like it.
What do you got for us?
Chief Paxton had no pass-ons to it, so everything's good there.
Good. Good deal. Keeping everybody safe?
Trying.
Craig?
After giving up trying to get the water towers to talk back to the plant through the internet, we got an antenna put up on the east one and refastened the antenna back to or the wire to the antenna on the west one, and it's working now. So they got the well number 5 there in Scott's lot cleaned out, put back in, and they put their some meter to it and said there's a broken wire or something. So he thought maybe where it collapsed and it pulled the conduit down, it might have skinned it, but it's all in conduit, clear outside the fence, and then it goes to plastic, so we assume it's probably plastic conduit all the way across the road back to the plant. So we're gonna try to pull the metal out off of it and see if there's any damage to the wire there. Otherwise, we'll have to bore in a new line, I suppose, to it. So, but I don't think Scott wants us to dig up his road too bad. I don't want to dig it up.
Are we still discussing the lift station, country club, cul-de-sac?
Yes, I talked with Nate Cass today about it, and he's just still working on the easement of that. But yes, plans are still to go forward and move ahead with that. Yes.
We had some kind of variables on which way we're gonna go with that, and
Yep, and he believed we can actually move it north without too much difficulty, was his exact words.
And he also sent an update on West First that it should be open to two-way traffic again today. They gotta still do some backfilling of curbs, get some seeding done. And sometime during the week, Bertelli Concrete sent over a request that we waive the bump check for the road, that he doesn't have to do it, and we just don't charge him for that. And I talked to Nate and said, nah. It's smooth with all those trucks out there and all the redos and stuff we did, so. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that he asked for that, but everybody tells me it's kind of rough driving, so. I don't know if anybody's been down it.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Obviously, he requested because he assumes that the grinding is going to far exceed whatever number he was gonna get for the profilometer bill, which I assume it will.
Imagine that.
Absolutely. What?
It did.
You,
We have employees going through our passive enrollment right now, electing any changes in their health insurance coverage and things like that. It's going smoothly so far. And I'm going to have a job posting for City Hall out next week. We are without a custodian. So we'll get that posted and accepting applications.
What else? Nothing? Good? So I did talk to Blake finally about East School. My concern was that he had condemned it as structurally unsafe, and I couldn't get anybody in there to remove the asbestos.
Correct. But
He says he did not deem it structurally unsafe, he just deemed it not for occupancy.
right.
So that made it, I don't know if it made it any better. But at least I don't have to pay for a bunch of bricks getting hauled away as asbestos containing.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing. We phone call on the wastewater treatment plant, I don't know, last week.
The week before last.
So their first concrete pour
Oh, yeah.
went incorrectly and they didn't pour it. And it was going to narrow up the channel coming from the grits to
Like
the
6 inches.
6 inches. And they said if you can get every entity to sign off that that doesn't affect anything, you can leave it. Nobody would sign off on it, that the hydraulics would work. And then we started talking about it, and it, since it's right at the bottom, it changed all the wall profiles up, all the way up to the ceiling panels that have to get redesigned. And I said, I already paid for a design once, we're not going to pay for it again. So they're tearing that pour back out and starting over. So.
Did you pick your
And
colors?
of course, the first thing I asked, I said, who wasn't down there watching it? And I said, they have a full-time superintendent and I'm paying for an inspector and we all missed it.
But then I asked, how far back is it going to take the project? And you said,
Doesn't matter. They made the error, they have to maintain schedule. So,
it begins.
so yeah, I was a little disappointed. The first concrete pour was, nobody pulled the tape to make sure it was gonna work before they poured the concrete in.
That's just the footings too, wasn't it?
That was just the footing.
I've only driven past it once, but it looks like a muddy nightmare.
And a muddy nightmare, so.
I can't
All
imagine
dirt
having
again
to
today, so.
tear it back out and put it in again.
Yeah, I think actually farming that dirt out, because load I just saw it go by, sure seemed like it was just dripping water.
Coming out of Garrison.
That's where it was coming from, but it, boy, it looked wet. They got a disc out there on it, or?
The plant, yeah, they were disking yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, they were disking it up.
So anyhow, B&K did pop right off and said Woodruff called them right away when they realized they messed it up. That's one good thing about it. Anyhow, that's all I got for reports. Good and welfare, what do we got? Anybody? Anybody?
School's out tomorrow.
We are a dismal group.
I'm
Yeah,
s-
extra.
Last day of school tomorrow?
I'm smoking a brisket this weekend. So I gotta go get my seasonings tomorrow.
Wes' summer vacation starts.
Wes is probably just as excited
Carlin's
as the
summer
kids.
vacation has started.
Woo!
Has anybody thanked the city crew for trimming all those branches around the power lines so our electricity stays on when the wind comes through?
Well, you just did.
Okay.
So.
I just wondered because, I mean, they've been out there for months trimming trees around my neighborhood, around the power lines, and it's great. I just wondered if anybody said thank you.
Well, somebody will let them know that Carlin appreciates that.
Yeah. Well, I had electricity for the last week, yeah. And I didn't have to run over and turn the lights on at the bowling alley because it went out, yeah. So, thank you.
But, it's Memorial Day, so please honor those that gave their life.
River's gonna
Families a part of them.
tomorrow, reportedly at 14.9, so we should be okay.
Yep, look at that. Predicting another up to 2 inches of rain.
Yeah.
So hopefully that included that in the forecast.
Yes, it did.
They're opening the gates down in Cedar Rapids. Gonna flood out 2 of my projects down there, so I'm pretty happy about that.
How's your house up?
So far, so good. I got 3 more feet before it's gonna be in my basement again. So.
The Boy Scouts are doing a program, they're doing what they're calling flagging yards. And through various holidays through the year, so you can nominate a veteran. And they put 18 flags in the veteran's yard. So if you see that this weekend, make sure you know, just so you know that that's a veteran's yard.
They flagged mine last year, so on Veterans Day.
If anyone takes pictures of that, I would take them for the paper. I'm not allowed to take some too, but I might miss a cool one, you know?
I had to speak to my wife about you. What happened to the yard? I said they put flags all over. Wow! I said, remember I was in the Army, National Guard when you met me.
I guess the other girl, I haven't heard the word drought for quite some time.
Pool opens on
Anyhow,
Saturday.
anything else? I'll take a motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Motion. Second.
Wow, everybody wants to go. Motion by Riley, second by Ron. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.